everyone, do I look stupid with this hat on? Should I take this hat off? I've literally just turned up to the lake and I'm spending the day here, but I don't know if I've got hat hair. Does that look better? This is a cute hat anyway. I just picked myself up a Slurpee from 7-Eleven. I actually got a 7-Up Slurpee. I've never got a 7-Up Slurpee before, so let's give it a go. Something was lodged in there. So I thought I would do like a Q&A, but like FaceTime edition, as in like, as I'm like on FaceTime with you guys. I've seen a few people do this on YouTube. I thought it was really cool because it's just more chilled. Sorry if you can hear the aircon in the background. It's really hot today. It's like 28 degrees. That's why I've come to the lake. So I've just asked some questions over on my Instagram. So I'm just going to quickly load those up. Hopefully it'll be a short, sweet video for you guys. I just want to feel like I'm on FaceTime with you guys. So first of all, how are you guys? Let me know down in the comments how you guys have been doing. How's your summer going? I can't believe we're like on the 11th of August right now. That just blows my mind. For me, summer normally ends at the end of September because that's how it's like still warm here. Last week of September, I normally do my like home sense videos of going there and picking out like pumpkins and stuff and decor items, but this year it is starting slightly earlier because we're going to Disney in early September for Halloween. So I feel like I literally have 2 weeks left of summer. That's how I've put it in my head. So I woke up today and I was like, I need to go to the lake. Like every day I'm like, I need to go to the lake, I need to do something outside because summer ends in 2 weeks. And even though when I come back from Florida it's going to be still sunny, it's going to be Florida and sunny, it's going to be sunny in Florida too, like in my mindset I'm like getting myself ready for autumn, which I don't want to happen. Let me know how you guys are down in the comments, how your summer's been. I haven't paid for a parking ticket yet, so if someone comes round and I shoot out to do that, I apologise. Okay, so let's get into the comments. So first things first, people are asking how I am and what was going on with the doctors and stuff like that. So if you did not know, when I filmed my camping video of when me and my boyfriend Jake went up to Algonquin and camped up to there for 5 days, I mentioned that I had like an emergency rush to the hospital at like 2 a.m. in the morning, and then nothing ever happened of that. Like I never told you guys what's happened. I'm one of those people, like if something goes on to me, I don't really tell anyone. Like it's, unless I'm dying, no one needs to know. So obviously people are going to ask questions, so I'm just going to answer it here. It's bizarre. So I was asleep in my trailer RV, and then at like 2 a.m. I suddenly woke up and I just couldn't breathe. Like I felt like something was in my throat. I felt like something was like on my chest. Like I physically couldn't breathe. I was like and it was the most scariest thing of my life. Like I have never ever witnessed anything like this. So at first I got up, I told Jake I couldn't breathe. He was like, go stand by the air conditioning. And like, I'm never hot. If you ask anyone that knows me, like I'm always cold. Even in the summer, I asked Jake to turn off the air conditioning because I'm always hot. So the fact I'm always cold. So the fact that I was hot was like a sign. So I stood in front of the air conditioning. I was trying to cool down. I couldn't breathe. So he was like, do you want me to rush you to A&E? Like literally, we're in the middle of nowhere. The nearest town was an hour away, and that's where the nearest hospital was too. So even if we called 911, it would have took them an hour to get to us and then an hour back. So Jake was like, I'm just going to drive us. That was probably the longest hour drive the whole time. I just couldn't breathe. I was also scared that a moose was going to run out. We seen a fox. Jake was going so fast. And it was really scary. And then when I got to the hospital, I literally just broke down crying because I was like, oh my God, I've made it. I'm going to be alive. Like, I actually thought I was dying. Like, I'm not very a dramatic person, and I thought I was going to die. So when we got there and they've hooked me up and I could breathe properly, I finally just burst out crying to Jake because I was like, oh my God, I thought I was going to die in the middle of the woods or whatever. Anyway, I'm not going to go too much more into detail, but that's basically what happened. And then they done so many tests on me. They told me they thought I had a blood clot, which made so much sense to me in my brain because they thought I had a blood clot in my lungs, which is why I couldn't breathe, because blood clots run in my family. Like my mum's had them, my granddad's had them, my uncles had them. So like as soon as they said blood clot, I was like, oh my God, I've got that gene, thanks mum. But they went and done chests, x-rays and things like that, and luckily, knock on wood, I don't have any of that. And they couldn't really pinpoint anything that was wrong. They just calmed my heart down, which was great. Like, I was there probably for 6 hours, and by the time I was allowed to go out, my heart rate went completely normal, which was great. And they told me when I went back home into Niagara to go to a local doctor or a walk-in and get like hooked up for like 5 days. It's like a monitoring machine, so for 5 days they'll monitor you and see if it happens again. But I'm not going to lie to you guys, when I got home and my breathing was fine, unless I'm dying, I do not go to hospital. I always think if I go to hospital, I'm wasting someone else's time that could be in there that needs it more than me. And I know I shouldn't think like that. I just never feel like I need to be there unless something is emergency. And knock on wood, since then my breathing's been fine, nothing like that. A few people have mentioned to me, like, was it a panic attack? I don't know, because I've never ever had a panic attack. I feel blessed I've never had one. But if that's what a panic attack is, then oh my goodness, I feel so sorry for people that do have them all the time. And now I can probably relate to them, why they feel like they're actually dying, because it was so scary. So maybe it was a panic attack, who knows? Knock on wood, it never happens again to me, but I'm fit, I'm fine. Since that happened though, I have not drank any alcohol, and I've not drank any caffeine, so like coffee, Coke, nothing like that since then. I'm currently on, I've got this like days app thing. I'm currently on day 51 of not having caffeine or alcohol. And I'm not gonna lie, I think caffeine is what gives me headaches, because since I've stopped drinking coffee, I haven't had a headache. And I normally have them really bad. So what I've said to Jake is that I'm going to slowly introduce alcohol back in. I'm not a big drinker anyway, but we're going to Disney soon. If you didn't know, I've said it like a million times. We should make this into a drinking game. Every time I say Disney, you guys can take a drink of whatever drink you've got in front of you, cup of tea, whatever. And I love going to Disney Springs and getting like a rum and Coke on my first night. I can feel like I'm in vacation mode. So I'm going to have alcohol, definitely, but like once in a blue moon. I'm also going to introduce caffeine back in, but not coffee. So I'm going to have Coke, but like once in a blue moon. If I'm going to have it with alcohol, I'm going to have, I don't know, I don't want to have coffee again. I feel like coming off of coffee, day 5 was honestly horrible. I had the worst migraine ever, and like I couldn't sleep or anything, and now I've got myself out of it. I don't rely on caffeine anymore. Like coffee doesn't roll my life, and I feel like before it did. Like I needed to wake up and have one, like midday I would have one, like an iced coffee. So I've got to that point where I don't feel like I want to get back into that routine, but I do love the taste of coffee. So I've been having decaf. I have decaf tea every day. When I went to Starbucks the other day, I had a decaf coffee. So that's probably the route that I'm going to go. But sorry, I had to move you because my camera literally said it was too hot in the window there. So I'm going to have to turn the aircon up just a little bit. So that is a long answer to a short question. Oh my God, something keeps getting stuck. Slurpee started using paper straws. I don't like it. Wow, so good. Are you going to see Taylor Swift in Toronto in November 2024? So no, I'm not. A few reasons. I like Taylor Swift, but she's not like my #1 go-to person to go see. I'm not a big Swiftie. I like her music, but I won't pay to go see her. Also, I'm not a big concert gal. I rather spend that money on a holiday or going away for a night. I'm more of like a vacation trips kind of gal. So like some people spend like $200 on a ticket. To me, I could go to Vegas and back with $200. So yeah, no. But anybody who did get tickets, well done, because I know it was super hard. I've seen it all over my TikTok, but no, I'm not. Have you finished your 30 before 30 list? So if you don't know, I started a list called 30 things to do before I'm 30. I uploaded it on my TikTok because I needed help with it, because it was so hard to think of 30 things. I'm currently on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm currently on number 10. So I've got 20 more things to do. And I can't tick them off until I have all 30 things. So if you can think of something, leave me a comment down below. So far I've got get a tattoo. I would love to get a tattoo. I've always been a dancer, so I haven't been able to get a tattoo, but now I don't dance, I can get a tattoo. Number 2 is visit home, England. I would like to go back in February next year for my niece's birthday. I also want to see a musical off of Broadway. So like, do you know how in England the West End like travel shows? The Broadway also do that here in like North America, and I can go to Buffalo, I can go to Toronto, learn a new sport, which I'm thinking is going to be skiing. Oh, my temperature thing's come back up. I'm thinking that might be skiing or something, and then try buffalo wings in Buffalo. Obviously I live like 10 minutes away from Buffalo, I've never done that. Write a letter for myself when I'm 40 years old, that's quite cool. Buy myself flowers, pay it forward in a drive-through to a stranger behind me, in front of me, sorry. Take myself to the cinema and watch a sunrise. So get up early and watch a sunrise. So if you can think of anything else to add to that, please let me know. Okay, moving on to the next question. How do you deal with homesickness? So this is a hard question because I kind of have never lived at home. At the age of 18, I moved out to live in London. Then I went to Cyprus, and then I went to North Wales, and now I live in Canada. So I've never really lived at home. So for people that have lived at home all their life and then moved abroad, I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't really get that homesickness. I'll probably get it like once every 2 months, but the thing that keeps me going is honestly having a trip booked. So I know I haven't got one right now booked, but in my head I'm thinking I'm booking for February. And then if family are coming over, like I like to know when they're coming, so then I can always have something to look forward to and always see them. And also FaceTime, like I FaceTime all the time. I FaceTime my grandma at least twice a week, my mum once a week every Thursday, my niece once a week every Thursday. So it's like I have this routine, so I still feel like I'm seeing them. And I say this to my friends all the time. If you lived at home and you've seen your friends and your family, you're literally saying hello to them and spend like an hour with them a day, getting a bit of coffee. When I see my family now, I get to spend like a week, a whole long time with them, or 2 weeks, and we're making the best memories that we wouldn't have ever made if we both lived in England. Like I would pop round for a Sunday lunch, or I would pop out for a meal to the pub with them, and it's just like the same thing as when they come to Canada. I get to spend a whole week with them. My camera honestly hates me so much right now, so I'm just going to do a few more questions. So loads of people asking about the IEC visa, finding an apartment on an IEC visa, the cost of it. I have so many videos over on my YouTube, which I will kindly leave down below for you to go look at. I did the IEC like 4 years ago now, so a lot of things has changed. I can't really recommend too much. I will say that I recently worked with a company called Genza Travel, which I'll leave linked down below, and they kind of help you find a job in Canada, accommodation in Canada, and like they're currently doing their winter hiring. So if you want to go over for ski season, they're currently doing that right now. They give you accommodation, they let you connect to other people, they get you a job. So if you're on your own, I recommend them, but I will link down my playlist down below if you want to go check them out. Next question, what is the cost of living like in Ontario, like with the crisis? So I know everywhere in the world has a crisis right now, and I know England's really bad. Here in Canada, for us, from when we landed to now, the prices have gone up crazy amount. Like we have a whole house for $1,650 a month. You can't even get an apartment for that now. You're looking around $1,800, and for a house at least $2,000. So I feel very lucky. Like it has gone up massively. But what I will say is people pay you more here. So whatever job you're in, you'll get more here in Canada most of the time than what you get in the UK. I get paid a crazy lot more than what I do in the UK. So I have to always think of that. Like recently, I have less left over at my pay stub, but I would have had even less if I lived in the UK, and I'm able to afford this amazing lifestyle that I have. Like I have a brand new car, I have a brand new trailer, and I'm really happy, so I can't really complain. I know people are struggling a lot more that live in Canada because they've been used to it being so low in prices for shopping and apartments and stuff, and it has been very drastic. But compared to the UK, I don't think we've had it as bad. Obviously groceries are crazy prices right now, like crazy prices, but the government are giving us money because of that. It's not a lot of money, they just give us like $100-200 a month to help with the food increase, but at least it's something. So someone's put, this is not a question, but congratulations on 5k. So if you do not know, we hit 5k. Thank you so much, honestly. Like, to me, I don't really count my followers, but it was just such a big milestone that I didn't think I would ever hit. And at the minute, YouTube and TikTok has given me so many opportunities, and like, I see myself in the future loving to do this part-time or even full-time one day. So if you are watching this and you are a follower of mine, thank you so much, because I've been able to do some amazing things because of it. I've been invited to some things, I've been given some things to, and I just, yeah, this little bubble that I'm in right now, you guys, I wish this was my job so I can create more content for you guys, because I work full-time. It's so hard to film a lot and edit, because most of the days I am at work, apart from 2 days a week. So yeah, fingers crossed one day I'll be able to go down to part-time, so then I can film more for you guys. What was the first thing you did on your list when you arrived in Canada? So the first thing I really wanted to do when we arrived in Canada was eat poutine, because I've seen so much about it online. So we literally arrived at Toronto Airport, we got our hire car, we drove down to the Airbnb, and we went to Harvey's, and the first thing we did was eat poutine. And we were just sat, I'll upload a picture here, we were sat eating poutine within the first 2 hours of landing in Canada. And since that day, we've actually never had Harvey's again. And it's weird because we loved it so much, but it's just there's only one in our local area, and every time I drive past it, it always brings me back the memory of us landing in Canada. But that was the first thing we did. So I'm gonna actually end the video now because my camera is getting angry at me. It keeps stopping every 2 seconds, and it's super hot outside, so I want to get sunbathing at the lake. But if you enjoyed this like FaceTime-y catch up, then let me know down in the comments. I can definitely do more, but next time I need to park in the shade. I hope everyone's well, I hope everyone's safe, and I will try and get some more content up for you guys. But I go to Disney in less than 20 days, so you're definitely going to be getting all of that road trip content. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. If you are following me, you are subscribed, because you made me reach 5,000 followers, so thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And I'm just going to go spend the day at the lake, so I'll see you guys soon. Bye.